Okay, we're going to start today's EXW webinar. This is completely brand new, everything what happens in EXW, all the brand new stuff. I try to explain it the best I can so that you understand what kind of company we have here. It's completely amazing what they did in that short period of time. I'd never seen such a huge steps making a company like EXW does in the last month, in the last 1.5 months. That is completely insane what they do. So let me start for the presentation. Store, share, grow. That is the headlines under EXW. So you see that we are growing very, very fast. We're at the moment in 17 different countries. 70, yeah, and not 17. And this is really awesome what happens here in that period of time. How many really big players come to EXW, which with companies we work together to evolve something better, create something bigger than EXW formally started in August, when I was registering with paper and pen. We had no back office there. That was completely crazy, and now we have nearly everything, and you will see what happens. I'm gonna show you in the presentation now, so be excited and be prepared what happens here. So these are the few steps what I'm explaining today. Who is the company, what is there, who are the founders, a little bit of details of the founders, what is the token, how is the token calculated, and of course the big part here, the ecosystem, the foundation of the token, so settlement of growth, of stability, etc. All this crazy stuff what happens here in the ecosystem of EXW. And real estate cloud, the new economy in a new economy style, together with EXW. So you will see exactly how that works there. So EXW is the solution for challenges of the old economy. Benjamin Herzog said that, and there is that is the problem at the nowadays time, that most of the persons rely on only the old economy. They have bought houses, etc. That's good. That's quite good, but you cannot be aware, or you cannot decline that the new economy with the digital style, with the digital everything in the digitalization, etc. You have to be focused on that, because that together combined creates a very, very big momentum and in growth, in the stability of your income and everything. So Benjamin Herzog tried to implement that both. So we have something real physic products, and we have digital products like the EXW token and the exchange, everything else. I'm gonna explain that. So globalization is going to happen. It's actual there. So I never thought about flying to Bangkok for a Wednesday and coming back on Sunday. When I was younger, I thought, no, if you fly that much or that far, you have to stay longer. But it's really, we're flying around the globe. We're having meetings everywhere. We're meeting on Zoom. So we can talk in different time zones. So that is really, really amazing. And EXW is in the midst of that progress, of that process. Here with remittances, I hope I pronounced that correct. That is meant that we have with EXW a real bank account. So you can pay your rent, you can pay your energy bill with EXW directly from the bank account. We have a SEPA bank account in maximum 2 months. So you can say, okay, I want to pay with EXW with my bank account, so they can get the money there, the euro there. That's no problem. So that is meant by that. And efficiency is one of the headlines under the work of EXW. They're doing so many things at the moment that is really crazy. And you will see that later on, what are already implemented in EXW and what happens in the next few days to months. you will see that this is I cannot get it, because it's so many things happen in a short time. So be surprised then. Okay, some brief informations about the company. EXW is based in Europe. So why is that? Because in Europe you have to follow strict rules and guidelines on the one hand. On the other hand, you have the security of having that guidelines, because if you're following these guidelines, then nobody can come to you and say you're a liar, you're not legit, you're not real, because you can prove that you are real. And this is what happens here with EXW. We're 100% true, we're 100% legal. So we have that proof from a lawyer, from a crypto lawyer, that is, I think, 2 pages. There is written what we do, and exactly that this fits to law in Austria and all over the world, so that we are completely okay, and you can trust and rely on that. So we launched in 2019. That means the EXW wallet project. But Viva Payment, that is the exchange part, that is like the mother company of EXW, they started 1.5 years ago. So we don't start by zero. So everything what happens in EXW is already done by others or in other companies and implemented into EXW. So we don't have to recreate or to build something new. We have only to do something what happened already to implement in EXW. And so that is why Viva Payment Solution, that is the mother company of EXW, is working as a service provider for EXW for the process of exchanging. So, but the EXW wallet token or wallet program is launched in 2019. I mentioned that before when we registered with paper and pen. 100 plus corporate team. What does that mean? That means that if you grow in that fast speed, that you need a real good structure of information to keep everybody informed, and so that the 1 millionth customer gets the same information like the first customer gets. So therefore we have a structure of CSO, Chief Strategic Officers worldwide. We have 2 CSO world, and then in several continents, and then divided in several countries, etc., down to the team, so everybody gets the same information. I will be explaining that later on a little bit more. Why is here the word pre-launch phase? Because we are actually running, and pre-launch phase is meant because we are at that state of time now. EXW is not what started, because when I tell you about these guys later, when Pirmin and Manuel came to the company, they restructured the company in a huge step and a huge kind of way, so that EXW is getting something really, really bigger than even thought of Benjamin himself. So here are the founders. That is Benjamin Herzog, who created Viva Payment Solution. He looks very young here, and he is young. He's 22 years old, but he started with 15. What did you do when you was 15? Me personally, I was driving bicycle or having some fun in the forest, running through the hills. And Benjamin founded his first company when he was 15, and he built that again and again. And in the last 3 years, he made 18 different projects by himself or as a service provider. So he knows what he does, and he has a very really focused mindset and a focused way of thinking, how, for example, processes have to be done. And then he got introduced to Manuel Batista and Pirmin Troger in Liechtenstein at the embassy there. And these 2 guys were building since the last 4 years on several other projects, like a virtual reality university and several other things. And they had a really, really good lawyer in the background. And Manuel said, if the lawyer finds something what is not good, they won't join EXW. So, but The lawyer found nothing. They said, okay, here EXW is completely clear, it's very good. So they joined together, and with these three guys together, they built a really, really big EXW. And you will find out what I mean with that when I get you through the slides here. So, but first of all, the basic or the basic information, the EXW token, that is the token you buy when you go to the exchange. You send Bitcoin, Euro, or Ethereum to the exchange. Then to be part of the process, to be part of the growth, you have to buy the EXW token. And the EXW token is an ERC20 token. It's an Ether chain token, but there is a smart contract behind which calculates the price. And the price is calculated if you drop it down to 5 simple steps. This is the expenses. Then you have the money in the exchange. That means the Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Euro in exchange. You have the profit of the exchange, the profit of the trader, because some of the money is traded by traders, professional traders. I mentioned that later. And the fifth pillar is the money what is generated through all the other projects, like the car program, the long-term rental car program, the real estate cloud program, and very other things. We have, for example, we have an ice cream shop on Las Palomas, and what is generated there also fits us to the EXW token. So the price is not based on the volume of the amount of the token, but it's based on that algorithm, how the price is calculated. So you can say the price always represents the real worth of the whole company. So, and for holding that token, so you buy the token for not getting again, selling the token. For example, if you block it for a minimum of 30 days in the bonus wallet, then you get a reward in bonus from 0 to up to 0.32%. So that means in the last half a year, when the market is running like that and the company works like that, like in the last half of a year, they pay 0.32% a day. So if you we found out that is the bonus procedure. If you put the bonus again in the bonus wallet, then you get not a compounding. In German it sounds funny, bonus wallet, bonus process, yeah. Then you get up to 10.7% and a yearly 221%. So that makes a lot. If you do a little bit of money there, then you have a really good bonus for your money. Also, plus the growth of the EXW token. So what is in the ecosystem? So that the basement here is, or the basic part is the exchange, the work of the exchange. So there you have Bitcoin, Ethereum, fiat. So you have Euro. You can send Euro with SEPA transfer to EXW, and within a couple of days you get you'll be able to send Euro also from EXW to your bank account. And within this year, you get the ability to have a SEPA and your own IBAN with EXW in this system, and also the EXW token. So one part of that money, what is in the exchange, they send them to traders. These are licensed trading company in London, in UK. So they are transparent. What does it mean transparent? Every month we get a trading report from them. So with tracking IDs, everything. But to be honest, I can do a PDF like this by myself. If I watch the market and I say, okay, I suppose I have done this trade, I can calculate everything, write down in the PDF, and you can calculate that, and you think that I've traded, but there is no proof. But with our company here, with the trading company, we have a proof, because I do regularly, when they give out the trading, the report, I make a trading call with Mark Bendrath, that is the master trader. He logs into his account in Binance, BitMEX, etc., where they trade really. And I scroll down to the report and I say, stop, okay, give me that line. Say, okay, on let's say 21st of August, I want to see the trade, what happened at 1816. So, and then he logs into the account on Binance and shows me that trade. And we know that all of the trading report is real, and we know that they do really the trading. So that is really important, because I didn't see any company doing this exactly like the way we do that here. So EXW Pay, that is the real big deal, because we're the one and the first company who do have this in that style. I'm gonna explain that a little bit later, because I have a different separate slide for that, and you will be freaking out when you hear that. The car program for me is a very cool thing, but I explained that also. And of course, the real estate long-term strategies with that kind of development, we have, I'll explain that also later. So that is the ecosystem of EXW. And with the real estate, this is not only buildings, there is much more in that. For example, you have plantations of coconut, of avocado. We have fountains of water that is really important for the future, etc., etc. So you will see that. So the money is generated. How is the bonus generated? The bonus is generated, first of all, in the main part of this through the exchange, because EXW is one of the, let's explain that otherwise. The Viva Payment Solutions is providing exchange services for EXW, but not only for EXW, because they worked all 1.5 years. They're working since 1.5 years. So they provide this service as a white label product also for other companies. If you don't know what white label means, let me explain this. For example, I have here a box of chewing gums, yeah? And if I want to sell chewing gums, but not to produce them by myself, I can go to here Wrigley's and say, can you do me a favor? Can you produce these chewing gums, but with my logo, with my company name on it, everything, so nobody knows that you really made these chewing gums. I want to sell it as my product, and this is called white label solution. So it could happen that you come across some company in the market and they say they do exchange service, but in real fact, Viva Payment Solution does the exchange service. They only sell it like it's yours, it's theirs. So, but there are fees generated, and these fees can be taken for EXW for providing the bonus for us. So that's really cool. The trading part I explained before, that is also a part of the bonus what we get. And here the EXW Cloud Pay. So that means, what does that mean? First of all, it's really important we get a credit card, but not a debit card. Yeah, we get much more. There are much more debit cards on the market, but these are, you have to fill in with euro. So in order to pay, but this is a real credit card. So the problem with this debit card is that when you want to go to, for example, in Germany, the Kreissparkasse, that is a bank, a very big bank, they say, no, I don't accept this credit card because it's a debit card. You don't get any money from them. So if you have a real credit card like we get in EXW, you get money from everywhere. And we are the first company worldwide in the crypto sector who gets a real credit card. So this is really awesome. So the POS means point of sale. So that means that we have the license and the items. I don't know
the gadget.
The gadget, yeah, thank you. The gadgets to do that in stores, for example. Why do you need the license for doing that? You only have to provide the stores with a gadget, but it needs a license in Austria and also in Europe to get money from third parties for third parties. I'll explain that a little bit. So when a customer comes, for example, to Aldi, yeah, that is a real supermarket chain in Germany, and he wants to pay in Bitcoin, yeah, then with this system, we are able to collect the Bitcoin from the customer of Aldi, and we change that in euro and send the euro to Aldi. So that is third party customer, because the customer of Aldi is not our customer. Our customer is EXW, and Aldi is also not our customer. So we take him money, his Bitcoin, change that and give back Aldi the euro, what they want. And with these are fees generated, which means that we get also money out of these one. Yeah, but we have to place them in the stores. And this is also a process where we as a company, as a group, as community can do very, very good work to place those items or those gadgets in the stores. Remittance also, we get as a first company worldwide in the crypto sector a real bank account. So that is, yeah, we are in very much things the first company worldwide. Huh? Okay, the car program, I'll explain that a little, because in Germany, when you have some trouble with your bank, you get some remark in your data and you're not able to rent a car anymore, because they say no, because you have that remark in the data storage, you don't get any car rented. So you can build your own credibility in EXW. So when you earn for at least 1,500 euro in EXW, you can rent, for example, an A-class Mercedes. So, and how is that done? Let's say this A-class Mercedes costs 600 euro a month. So with that fee, everything is okay. So this is the only thing you have to do there is to refuel your tank, your car, and these 600 euro are subtracted from your daily bonus. So for example, with 1,500, you get 50 euro bonus on each day. 600 divided through 30 is 20. So from that 50, you pay 20 to the car program, and you have 30 euros left for your own behalf, or what you want to do with that. So nothing more. After 1 year, you give the car back. You get the deposit. You get the deposit back, and you can do the next car like you want. So this is really, really cool. Because EXW has, they rent the cars in the back end. They have to do everything, like when you make some scratches, when there is an accident or something like that. They have proven this system already, because Philip told me that they had one guy, and after half a day, he made an accident with the car, and it was completely broken. So he got a brand new car. No problem, just sit in, turn the key and drive. That's like no-brainer. Okay, the real estate cloud program. Don't be disturbed through the term real estate, because there is not only real estate in there, so not only buildings, there are much more things going to happen here, because you can invest here. No, we don't invest. So they make some programs for Asia Cloud, Europe Cloud, Australia Cloud, Africa, North America, South America. So what they do? For example, as I mentioned, in Europe, in Las Palomas, they bought an ice manufacturing store, and this is owned by EXW. And what comes out of the ice manufacturing store in Las Palomas, the bonus, the benefit, or the volume what they make comes into EXW and pays us also the bonus. Yeah. So how's the procedure? To be able to get into the cloud, you have to pay at least 1,000 euro with EXW, and then you block that one not for 30 days like in the bonus wallet, but here you block it for at least 1 year. You don't get these tokens out of the program until the year. You cannot unblock it in any kind of way. So, but what you get is a daily bonus for, let's say you buy with €1,000, you buy the Europe Cloud for 1 year. You block your token for 1 year, then you get your daily bonus of up to 0.32% each day out of this €1,000 plus 7.2% a year, and you'll get that paid monthly. So that is 7.2 divided through 12, that is 0.6. So at the end of each month, you get an additional payment of 0.6% bonus to that volume what you have placed in the cloud. So that is really cool. And the only difference is that if you want to be part, we come later to that point, that you get some bonus when you tell others about that. You have to have the clouds also activated to get a bonus from the clouds of your downline. But I'll explain that later. So this is really, really cool, because the need of longer blockage of the tokens is because they do more long-term programs. They can get some of the money in that programs, and they do, for example, a project over half a year or over 2 years, and when that pays out, there's this really huge income for the company, and that is the reason why real estate cloud programs are having a longer blockage. So here we comes to that point when you talk about EXW and you tell them how cool that is and what happens. And this, we have to split it into 2 parts, because until the 31st of October, we have the old reward plan. And this is really, really simple. And I cannot tell you everything about the new one, but I tell you some of the key facts, what I have now, because we are instructed to the new plan. But let's keep to the old plan like it's today. Yeah, okay. So you'll get 50% from your first line. That is German. Erste Ebene, it means first line. But you don't get any money from the payment what the first line does. For example, if somebody pays €10,000 and he's your first line, you don't get anything of that 10,000, because all of the money is paid to the company, and all of the money comes to work. Because when they work, they make bonus and we get some bonus. So let's say 10% each month, the guy with the 10,000 get €1,000 bonus each month. And because you recommended him, you get 50% of that bonus. So he gets 1,000, you get 500, your upline gets 200, and so on. Yeah, and you have to have some requirements for having these layers set free. For example, the first layer you get one. You have to have 1 direct partners. Okay, so the first layer. The second level, you have to have 2 direct partners. So 2 first liners, then you can get everything out of the second level. The 3 direct partners, you get the third level. And here is a little big gap. 3 partners to 6 partners, then you get level 4. 8 partners get level 5, etc. And up to the 9th level, this is 16 direct partners, and then you have to have 20 direct partners for the last level, for the level 10, with the 1%. So that is the old plan. But EXW is evolving, and EXW is getting every day is getting better. And they calculated something. The real deal is that they only pay out what they earn. So keep that in mind when you see that numbers now, and then you have a little bit of a kind of clue how much they earn in the bank end. So with the new reward plan, you get 100% to 120% direct matching. So that means your first line, you get 100%. So from 50 to 100. So going up, you get a team matching up to 40%. And we're not paying any more in 10 levels, we're going 30 levels down. So that is completely insane, and that is, we're standing alone in the company, in the market, with that depth of payment. And here for leadership pools, also when you have certain ranks, you get an infinity pool. So that means that you get paid until the infinite, until the next person who gets that leadership pool. So he takes away your leadership pool, so that all other styles cannot be paid anymore. So leadership pool means you get paid until the infinite end, and until the next person who earns that pool. So he takes away that. Okay, so that is to be brief and short. So that is direct matching. We have team matching. We have an ambassadors club. I'll explain that also. There are some slides, and the president's club. So share the company, share what you experience here, and earn for your life, for your children, for everything what's important in your life. So how is the leadership structure? So you have qualified members, you get a daily bonus. For leaders, they get an affiliate bonus. Directors, where they are in the ambassadors club, president's club, and later on with the high levels, they are CSOs, the chief sales officers. In the structure, they are responsible for having the information brought to everybody and to prepare something. The ambassadors club, here they say directors represent the company's core values and therefore are part of the ambassadors club. So that is a main important thing, that we don't take everybody. If somebody turns out that he's only greedy and only want to have his selfish needs, etc., then he's not appropriate for EXW. I experienced this also in Klagenfurt when there was one party. He turned out that he has not the right mindset for EXW, and they said, okay, thank you for your time here. I think we have to go divided ways. Because you have to represent the core values of the company. So that means a lot to me, because I like to work ethically, and I like to have my company also work to work ethically. So the President's Club of EXW will have the privilege to work closely with the founders and therefore be part of the President's Club. So they will be educated in a special way. You don't get there by only making volume or only making new persons. You have to have they are taught in a specific way. They get extra trainings, and they work with Benjamin and Manuel and Pirmin together, and then they are part of the President's Club. So that means much more. How is the CSO, Chief Sales Officer structure set? So we have 2 CSO worlds. I mean 3. Paolo Martins is one of the guy also. Philipp Stromberger, Patrick Stromberger, the Stromberger brothers are CSO worlds, and also Paolo Martins. And then we have, for the continents, we have Jonas Ganta for South America, Mauritius Medile for Europe, Nafis Abid is for Asia, and Torsten Albers is for Australia and New Zealand. So they are having other CSOs for the countries, and then they have their CSOs for the regions, and that is how they have like a military structure in the information, and so everybody knows exactly what he can say out there in the field, and what not to say, because if you say something wrong, you can harm the company also, and we're not going to let that happen, because then we have strict rules what you can say and what you not can say. So we know that the company will remain for the next 10 years, because here we have a 10 years plan of integrity and longevity, create credibility. So that is the main goal, to not only exist 1 year or 2 years, but they have 1 year plan, 2 year plan, 5 year plan, 10 year plan, and they adapt it every time, because the time is running and world is changing. and they have to adapt it, but the main steps are clear for the next 10 years. And who wants to know what exactly these steps are has to be in Klagenfurt, sign an NDA, then you can see all the details, because these are things going to happen you cannot imagine today. This is really, really cool. I heard some of them on the roadshow when we was together with Patrick and Philip. This is really, really cool. So one of the parts what has surprised me totally is that we can pay our flights and our hotels and ship cruises and everything with EXW in the next couple of weeks or months. They said because they have so much flights, when there are big leaders, they fly them to Klagenfurt, and then they said, why don't we have the ability to pay that in EXW? So they searched a partner for that, created, and they're at the moment implementing that in EXW. So not long time more than you have to the possibility to book your flights in EXW, and that is really awesome. Especially for those who love traveling. I have some persons in mind for that. So upcoming events, we have planned very, very much events in the next days. So we have a roadmap at the moment. Philip, Patrick, and me are on tour through Germany. We were already in Munich, in Stuttgart, in Karlsruhe. That was very successful. We were overbooked in that hotel, in that rooms. And the next steps will be in Köln, in Trier, in Hamburg, Zwickau, or Chemnitz. I cannot remember everything. Go on www.exw-events.com, and then you see all the dates and the exact venues where you can go. Book your ticket now, because we have limited seats, and experience it live what happens here with EXW. Also, we have the Asia tour, and was starting at Saturday in Vietnam, and Sunday was the opening of the office in Vietnam. And also I was told that there will be a really, really great or big tour also through Asia. We'll get the exact dates, and when they are clear, they are written on exwevents.com. Also for Latin America, Pirmin and Pablo are at the moment in Latin America, and they thought that they have 3 different cities, but now they called and they said we cannot come back because they planned so many cities again, and with 3,000 persons, every city is filled up, and they said, okay, we cannot come back. We have to stay here, do the work here in Latin America. So hopefully he comes back at the opening of the office in Klagenfurt again at the 16th of November. So if you want to see everything and see that this is really real and live and legit, come to Klagenfurt at least at the 16th of November. At the moment, if you go to EXW events, the limited seats are gone, so you cannot book it at the moment, but they're planning if they can go to a bigger venue, or they can do a second opening, so divide that through 2 dates, so that everybody can come to Klagenfurt and see and feel what's happening here in this really, really great company. So that was all for me. I hope you understood everything and you felt what I feel here with this excitement, and this is really, really cool. And my wish for you is that you see the chance, that you take action and tell as much persons as you can, because here you have a real chance of being of yourself set free from the old structures like you have at the moment. So do whatever you want and what is important for you, and here with that tool you'll have the ability to that. So thank you for watching and your time. I was on the other line was Andre. Bye bye.